The man standing in front of me walked into my office seconds ago. He said nothing, but the piece of paper has a name and a price. I figure for that sum, it's worth taking on. The man doesn't give me time to ask questions, but I know I've heard the name before. I ask my receptionist. She answers back, "The movie star." I guess I gotta get out more. I do some research on Walter. I find a magazine with an article. It's about the last movie he made. It was called To Solve a Crime. That hit theaters a month ago. He was at the premiere, seemed happy, but he hasn't been seen for 3 days. I look at some of my other files. I find out he has an apartment nearby. I need to see what's there. The cabbie was a little cranky, doesn't seem to like PIs, but the security guard, he was an old friend, so I had no trouble accessing the building. It's a few flights of stairs before I get there. I gotta lay off the booze. I'm way out of shape. As I walk in, I notice this isn't a movie star apartment, but I know he came here. I asked the crazy girl outside. Your typical stalker. There's no way of hiding when you're part of Hollywood, not even in disguise. I take a look around. He seems to like covering things with blankets. Maybe he doesn't come here often and doesn't want to clean and near his things. There's not much to see, but there's always something. You just gotta know where to look. I take a look at the bank statement. For a movie star, he sure is low on money. As I take a closer look, I spot regular payments going to an unknown account. My first thought is blackmail. I call a friend. I ask him to trace the unknown account. He says he'll call me back later. I get the same cabbie on the way back. I gotta start to use a different company. I guess at least I get time to think about the case. I arrive back at the office and notice a photo on my desk. It's a family photo of Walter's. He seems happy, at least for the second this was taken. I have another look at the bank statement. Nothing else. I guess I gotta wait for that phone call. My friend calls me back. He has a trace on the account. He gives me the address. I get my stuff and head over. I get my receptionist to call a different cab company. I knock on the door. A man answers. I tell him I'm a private investigator. He seems keen to help. He lets me in. I speak to him about my investigations. I don't feel the need to be secretive. I'll be able to tell if he's lying, but I don't mention the transactions on the account. I know he deals with Hollywood stars' accounts, so I ask him about Walter's. But I also lie. Say I found something with his address on at Walter's apartment, just to see how he reacts. The man tells me he has no idea why his address would be at Walter's house. He's not had any contact with him. He does well with accounts, but he says he's had no dealings with Walter. I ask the man more questions, but he doesn't know anything. This could be a dead end, or I might have to come back when the family are out. A search of the house might throw something up. I start to think of heading back to the office and get up to leave. He puts a gun to my head. He tells me I ask a lot of questions. It wasn't me, he says. It was my wife that blackmailed Walter Smith. I knew he wouldn't shoot me. I could hear the tremble in his voice. Poor guy. He has a pretty wife and he isn't enough for her. Dames. As I head out, I call the police. They'll deal with it from here. I was sat here thinking, who asked me to investigate this? I never did see his face. Well, only one person would be that interested. The man being blackmailed. I definitely need to get out more.